The big silver ship came down from the sky like a falling star. Admiral Jake Morrison watched from his command center on Earth's defense station. He had been waiting for this day. The aliens called Zephyrians were coming to talk, but Jake knew it would not be good news. Captain Lisa Hayes stood next to him. Her face was tight with worry. The radio was making noise as the alien ship landed in Geneva. The Zephyrians had sent messages before. They wanted humans to stop building new homes on other planets. They said it was against their rules. "Sir, we have a message coming from the ground," said Lieutenant Danny Brooks from his desk. The big screen lit up. An alien appeared. His name was Ambassador Kael'thar. He had long blue skin and looked down on humans like they were bugs. Behind him stood 3 other aliens. One looked like a giant bug, one was made of crystal, and one was huge and strong. "Humans of Earth," Kael'thar said in a voice that made them feel small. "The Galactic Council has made a choice. You have broken our rules by building homes in the Kepler and Proxima star systems. You have 72 hours to bring all your people back home, or we will destroy them." Admiral Morrison stepped forward. His old face was angry, but he kept his voice calm. "Ambassador, we did not know about these rules. No one from your council told us before we started building our new homes." The bug alien made a sound like laughing. "Not knowing is no excuse, primitive creature. Your kind should have asked permission first, like all weak species must do." Captain Hayes felt her hands make fists. She remembered her brother Tom. He died 3 years ago when alien ships destroyed a human transport ship. The alien said it was a mistake, but Lisa knew better. They had killed her brother on purpose. "What happens if we say no?" Morrison asked. Kael'thar's face did not change. "Then we will show you why the Galactic Council has kept peace for 10,000 years. Your colonies will burn to nothing and Earth will be locked away forever. Choose well, humans. You have 72 hours. The screen went black. The command center was quiet. Everyone was scared and angry. Morrison turned to his people. His face was hard like stone. "Get President Carter on the phone. It is time for Protocol Omega." Captain Hayes looked confused. She had heard people talk about Protocol Omega in whispers, but she did not know what it was. "Sir, what is Protocol Omega?" Morrison smiled, but it was not a happy smile. It was cold and dangerous. "Something we hoped we would never use, Lisa. Something that will show the galaxy why humans are the best hunters on the most dangerous planet in space." The room was full of tension. Outside, Earth looked peaceful, but Jake Morrison knew that peace was about to end. The aliens thought humans were weak and scared. They were about to learn how wrong they were. "Danny, send a message to all our colonies," Morrison said. "Tell them to start the evacuation, make it look real. But also send Code Black to all our hidden bases." Code Black was the signal Morrison had hoped he would never send. It meant war was coming. It meant humanity would fight back, with everything they had. The aliens wanted to destroy human colonies and lock Earth away like a prison, but they did not know that humans had been preparing for this day for years. They had built secret weapons and made secret plans. Captain Hayes watched as her crew worked fast to send messages across space. She thought about her dead brother and all the other humans who had died because of alien cruelty. The aliens thought they were strong because they had big ships and old rules, but they did not understand humans. They did not know that when you push humans too far, they push back harder than anyone expects. "Sir, all colonies report they got the message," Danny said. "They are starting to move people out." Morrison nodded. "Good. Now we wait. In 72 hours, the Galactic Council will learn something new about humans. They will learn that we are not prey animals. We are predators, and we have been hiding our teeth." The aliens had given humans 72 hours to surrender. They thought it was enough time for humans to get scared and give up. But Morrison knew better. 72 hours was enough time to spring the biggest trap in the history of the galaxy. The aliens were about to find out that threatening humanity was the biggest mistake they could ever make. 60 hours had passed since the aliens gave their warning. President Susan Carter stood in the White House with all her top military leaders. The room was full of worry as reports came in from space. Madam President, Kepler colony is empty now, said General Pete Adams. Proxima Station is also clear. All our people are on ships coming back to Earth. President Carter nodded. To anyone watching, it looked like humans were doing what the aliens wanted. But Admiral Morrison knew the truth. Hidden inside the evacuation ships were Earth's most powerful weapons, dressed up to look like normal cargo. What about the alien fleet? Carter asked. Our long-range sensors see about 40 ships heading to our colonies, said Dr. Amy Collins from the intelligence office. Zephyrian cruisers, Vorthak destroyers, and big Gromani battleships, they are bringing everything they have. Morrison showed them a 3D map of space. It showed where the alien ships were and where the human ships were hiding. They think they are hunting rabbits. They do not know they are walking into a trap. The plan was simple but deadly. The human colonies looked empty, but they were not. Every building, every space station, every piece of equipment had been filled with humanity's biggest secret: quantum antimatter bombs. These were weapons so powerful that even one could destroy a moon. Captain Hayes watched from her ship, the U.S. Vengeance. She was hiding in an asteroid field between the colonies with 11 other Earth ships. Her crew was nervous but ready. They had been waiting for this moment for 3 years, ever since the aliens first attacked human ships. The alien fleet has reached Kepler colony, said Ensign Mike Torres from his station. They are starting to look around. On the screen, Hayes could see the alien ships moving through the empty colony. The bug-like Vorthak ships went first, their crews probably happy that the humans had run away. Behind them came the huge Gromani battleships, big as mountains and twice as ugly. Captain, they are charging their weapons, Torres said. It looks like they are about to start destroying everything. Hayes smiled, but it was not a nice smile. She remembered her brother Tom, killed by these same aliens 3 years ago. Today was payback time. Morrison's voice came over the radio from Earth. All units, this is Admiral Morrison. You have permission to attack. Show them what happens when you mess with humanity. Hayes opened a channel to all the human ships hiding in space. All ships, this is Captain Hayes, this is for Tom, this is for all our people they killed. This is for Earth. For Earth, shouted the crews of 12 ships. The aliens had no idea what was coming. They thought humans were weak and scared. They thought destroying the colonies would be easy. But humans had been planning this for years. Every human who had died in alien attacks had made them stronger, smarter, and more angry. The Zephyrian Admiral Kylthar stood on his flagship, looking at the empty human colony through his ship's windows. Begin the bombardment, he ordered. Show these primitives what happens when they disobey the Council. The alien weapons powered up. Bright lights began to glow on the sides of their ships. In a few seconds, they would start shooting, but they would never get the chance. Hayes looked at her crew. Remember, we are not just fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for every human child who will grow up free among the stars. We are fighting for the right to exist without asking permission from anyone. Her finger moved to the big red button on her command chair. Around her, the other captains did the same. Across space, hidden charges waited for the signal. The trap was ready. Danny, send the signal, Hayes said quietly. Danny Brooks pressed a button. A radio signal shot out to every human colony. It was a simple message, just 2 words. Light them up. The aliens were about to learn something important about humans. When you threaten their families, their homes, and their future, humans do not run away. They fight back. And when humans fight back, they do not fight fair. They fight to win. The signal reached every hidden bomb in the human colonies at the same time. For 1 second, space was quiet. Then everything exploded. The first bombs went off like new suns being born. The Vorthak destroyers at the front of the alien fleet simply disappeared. One moment they were there, the next moment they were nothing but hot gas and metal pieces flying through space. Ambassador Kylthar stood on his flagship bridge, watching in shock. What is happening? He shouted. How can primitives have such weapons? But the explosions were not finished. Every building, every space station, every piece of equipment the humans had left behind was actually a bomb. The chain reaction spread. across both colonies like wildfire. The massive Gromani battleship Iron Fist, the pride of their fleet, lasted only 3 seconds before its thick armor was torn apart like paper. "Impossible," screamed Admiral Haskatar from his bug ship. "No, young species has weapons like this, but the humans were just getting started." Captain Hayes led her 12 ships out of the asteroid field like wolves coming out of the forest. The Earth ships moved fast and smooth, their weapons glowing as they got ready to attack. "Hit the command ships first," Hayes ordered her fleet. "Cut off the head and the body dies." The UES Vengeance fired its main weapon, a plasma beam that had been built in secret for 5 years. The beam cut through the Zephyrian flagship's shields like they were made of air. The alien ship's hull began to melt under the incredible heat. Lieutenant Ryan Walsh, Hayes' weapons officer, coordinated the attack with perfect timing. Second group target their communication systems, third group hit their engines. The human ships worked together like a pack of hunting animals. Each ship helped the others in a deadly dance of destruction. The aliens had more ships, but they had been caught completely by surprise. Half their fleet was already gone, and the humans were just getting warmed up. Admiral Morrison watched the battle from Earth, his face showing grim satisfaction. "Dr. Collins, send this recording to every corner of the galaxy. I want everyone to see what happens when you threaten humanity." In space, the alien Admiral Thorak tried to get his remaining ships organized. "All ships, attack the humans. Show these primitives the power of the Council." But it was too late. The human trap had destroyed 20 ships in the first minute. Now Earth's warships were hunting down the rest like sharks in bloody water. The aliens had expected to fight scared, humans running away. Instead, they found the most dangerous predators in the galaxy. The Zephyrian ship Eternal Glory tried to escape, but Captain Hayes was faster. "Mike, lock weapons on that ship. No one runs away from this fight." The plasma beam hit the alien ship's engine section. The ship spun out of control, sparks and fire shooting from its damaged hull. The crew inside was probably screaming, but Hayes felt no pity. These were the same aliens who had killed her brother Tom and thousands of other innocent humans. "Captain, enemy fleet is down to 8 ships, reported Ensign Torres. "They're trying to retreat." Hayes smiled like a wolf seeing wounded prey. "Negative. We finish this here and now, but leave their flagship alive. We need someone to tell the story." The battle was almost over. In less than 10 minutes, the mighty Galactic Council fleet had been reduced to burning wreckage. 43 ships had come to destroy human colonies. Only one would go home. The human ships moved through the debris field, making sure no alien ship was left fighting. This was not just a battle, it was a message that would be heard across the entire galaxy. Captain Hayes opened a communication channel to the surviving Zephyrian flagship. Ambassador Kael'thar appeared on her screen, his blue face pale with fear and shock. "You," she said quietly, "are going to go home. You are going to tell your council exactly what happened here. You are going to tell them that humans are not prey animals, we are predators, and if anyone threatens us again, we will do this to their entire fleet." Kael'thar could barely speak. "Your species, your weapons, this is impossible." "Nothing is impossible for humans," Hayes replied. "We evolved on a world that tried to kill us every day. We fought ice ages, plagues, and each other, and we survived. We built weapons that can crack planets and ships that can cross the galaxy. Did you really think we would just roll over and die because you told us to?" The alien ambassador looked around at the wreckage of his fleet. Bodies floated in space. Ships that had been the pride of their species were now just twisted metal and broken dreams. "Why did you spare me?" he asked. Hayes' smile was cold as winter. "Because someone has to go home and explain to your council that the age of pushing humans around is over. From now on, we expand where we want, when we want, and if anyone tries to stop us, they will end up like your fleet." Admiral Morrison's voice came over the communication system. "Ambassador, you have 1 hour to collect any survivors and leave our space. After that, we consider any alien ship in this system to be hostile." The Zephyrian flagship began moving away slowly, its hull scarred and smoking. Inside, Kael'thar was already composing the message he would have to send to the Galactic Council. A message that would change everything. Captain Hayes watched the alien ship disappear into the darkness of space. Around her, the human fleet regrouped. They had won the first battle, but the war was just beginning. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity would not be contained, controlled, or conquered. The age of human expansion had truly begun, and it had started with the complete destruction of those who tried to stop it. The emergency meeting of the Galactic Council happened faster than any meeting in 10,000 years. For the first time in their long history, an enforcement fleet had been completely destroyed. Only one Zephyrian ship had made it back home, damaged and carrying terrible news. High Chancellor Vexani of the Nexari called the meeting to order. Her crystal body reflected light and rainbow colors around the huge round room. Representatives from 47 different alien species sat in shocked silence as they watched recordings of the battle. "This cannot be real," rumbled Grand Marshal Thorin of the Gromani. His massive body barely fit in his seat. No species gets this advanced in just 100 years of space travel. Ambassador Kael'thar stood up to speak. His uniform still had burn marks from the battle. His hands shook as he addressed the assembly. "Honored representatives, I saw this destruction with my own eyes. The humans did not just beat our fleet, they destroyed it like it was nothing. Their weapons are years ahead of what we thought they had." Senator Valthara of the Carillion species leaned forward. Her snake-like features showed worry. "How many of our people survived?" "From 43 ships, only mine escaped," Kael'thar said. His voice was quiet and full of pain. "Tens of thousands of our people are dead. The humans let me live on purpose, to bring you a message." The room erupted in shocked voices. Such losses had never happened in modern space warfare. Most fights were won by better technology or more ships, not by such complete destruction. High Chancellor Vexani called for quiet. "What message do the humans send?" Before Kael'thar could answer, the room's communication system turned on. President Carter appeared on the giant screen, standing next to Admiral Morrison and other human military leaders. Her face was calm, professional, and showed no fear at all. "Honored members of the Galactic Council," Carter began. Her voice was clear and strong through the translation system. "I am President Susan Carter of Earth. I understand you have seen what human technology can do." Grand Marshal Thorin stood up angrily. "You dare speak to this council after your attack? You will pay for this massacre." Carter's expression did not change. "Marshal, your fleet came to destroy our colonies and threaten our homeworld. We simply defended ourselves. The fact that your enforcement action resulted in your fleet's destruction shows how badly you underestimated us." Admiral Morrison stepped forward. "We have uploaded complete records of the battle to your computer systems. Study them carefully. What you saw was humanity fighting with restraint. We could have destroyed your flagship just as easily as the rest." The room became completely silent. The implications were terrifying. If the humans had been holding back, what could they really do when they tried their hardest? Senator Valthara was the first to speak. "What do you want, humans?" "Simple," Carter replied. "We want recognition of humanity's right to exist and expand among the stars. We are not asking for special treatment or territory that belongs to others. We are telling you that we will not be contained, threatened, or treated as inferior." Chancellor Vexani's crystal form changed colors, showing she was thinking deeply. "And if the council refuses?" Admiral Morrison smiled, but it was the smile of a dangerous predator. "Then you will discover what happens when you threaten a species that evolved on a death world, fought its way to the top, and has spent 50 years preparing for exactly this scenario." Captain Hayes appeared on screen next to the Admiral. "We have placed observation posts near your home systems. We know where every major military base is, every shipyard, every population center. We are not interested in conquest, but if you force us to fight, we will show you why humans are the top predators of our solar system." The threat hung in the air like a sharp blade. For 10,000 years, the Galactic Council had kept order, through superior technology and overwhelming force. Now they faced a species that had turned their own methods against them with devastating success. The alien leaders looked at each other with fear and uncertainty. Some wanted to fight back, but they had seen what happened to the last fleet that tried. Others wanted to negotiate, hoping to find a peaceful solution. But all of them knew that everything had changed. High Chancellor Vexiani finally spoke. Her voice carried the weight of thousands of years of galactic leadership. The Council will consider humanity's position. In the meantime, all enforcement actions against human colonies are suspended while we deliberate. President Carter nodded formally. Thank you, Chancellor. We look forward to working with the Council in the future. But remember, we asked nicely once. We will not ask again. The transmission ended, leaving the Council chamber in absolute silence. For the first time in its long history, the Galactic Council had been forced to back down by a single species. No one knew what to say or do next. In the days that followed, word of the battle spread across the galaxy. Every species heard the story of how humans had destroyed the Council's enforcement fleet. Some were impressed, some were scared, and some were angry, but none of them challenged human colony ships as they continued to spread throughout space. Captain Hayes stood on the bridge of her ship looking out at the stars. In the distance, she could see new human colonies being built on distant worlds. Children were being born who would grow up free among the stars, never having to ask permission from anyone to explore and build new homes. Admiral Morrison visited the memorial, wall on Earth, where the names of all humans killed by aliens were written in stone. He touched his finger to Tom Hayes' name and smiled. We did it, son. We made sure your death meant something. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. Humans were not weak primitives who could be pushed around. They were survivors, fighters, and builders who would not be stopped by anyone. The age of human expansion had begun, and nothing would ever be the same. Earth's devastating revenge had not just left the Galactic Council speechless, it had changed the balance of power in the galaxy forever. And in that new balance, humanity had claimed its rightful place among the stars.